Ever heard the saying, "Don't set yourself on fire to keep someone else warm"? It's a powerful reminder rooted in ancient Stoic wisdom, emphasizing the importance of balancing kindness with self-care. Yet in today's world, where being seen as good often means giving endlessly, the noble act of kindness has been twisted into a self-destructive habit. We are frequently encouraged to go above and beyond, to push our limits for the sake of others. But at what cost? The truth is, excessive kindness that drains our own energy, resources, and well-being is not a virtue. It's a path to ruin. Many people give so much of themselves that they are left feeling empty, unappreciated, and burned out. What begins with the best of intentions can lead to the worst outcomes. Stoicism offers another approach, a way to be generous without losing oneself, to be kind while also being kind to oneself. It teaches the art of balanced generosity, ensuring that our actions enrich others while safeguarding our own well-being. This perspective allows kindness to be a source of strength rather than depletion. Consider the idea of giving without losing yourself. Imagine someone who never says no, always rushing to help others. Over time, they give away so much of themselves that when they need support, they find themselves standing alone. Marcus Aurelius, one of the great Stoic philosophers, reminds us that our first duty is to our own well-being. Without it, we cannot truly be there for others. A helpful analogy is that of two gardeners, one who carefully tends to their own garden, ensuring it thrives before sharing its bounty, and another who spends so much time helping others that their own garden withers. The lesson is clear. Without balance, generosity can become self-sabotage. This idea extends to reciprocity. Generosity is a virtue, but when practiced without moderation, it can lead to disappointment. Stoicism teaches that while offering kindness is noble, expecting the same in return can be a trap. Life has a way of moving forward, and the good we do today may not be remembered tomorrow. This isn't a reflection of our worth, but rather a reality of human nature. Epictetus, another Stoic philosopher, reminds us that we should focus on our actions, not their outcomes. If we give simply for the sake of receiving, we set ourselves up for frustration. Instead, true generosity is one that is self-sustaining, free from expectation, and rooted in personal fulfillment rather than transaction. Another essential lesson from Stoicism is recognizing that requests for help have no limits. Throughout history, people have always placed demands on others, and this continues today, with endless expectations from friends, family, and society. While it's natural to want to help, there must be boundaries. Stoicism doesn't advocate for refusing assistance, but for ensuring that our support is sustainable and does not come at the cost of our own well-being. Consider the story of a mother who, out of love, took care of her adult daughter to the extent that she prevented her from becoming independent. When the mother passed away, the daughter, though unprepared, had no choice but to stand on her own. This illustrates an important truth. While our intentions may be pure, excessive support can prevent others from growing. Marcus Aurelius captured this wisdom by stating, "A man's job is to stand upright, not to be kept upright by others." True kindness fosters independence, not dependency. Seneca also offered insight into human relationships, observing that friendships based on benefit alone will dissolve when the benefit ends. This serves as a reminder that genuine relationships should not be transactional. When we give, it should come from a place of authenticity, not obligation or expectation. Stoicism teaches us that kindness, when practiced with wisdom, strengthens rather than depletes. It encourages us to set healthy boundaries, ensuring that we contribute positively to the lives of others without sacrificing our own peace. The key is to give in a way that is sustainable, fulfilling, and rooted in personal integrity, so that we can be both generous and whole. Ever heard the saying, "Don't set yourself on fire to keep someone else warm"? It's a powerful reminder rooted in ancient Stoic wisdom about balancing kindness with self-care. In today's world, the pressure to be seen as good, to always be the one who gives, has turned kindness into a self-destructive habit. We're often encouraged to push our limits for the sake of others, but at what cost? When kindness drains our energy and well-being, it ceases to be a virtue and becomes a path to ruin. Many give so much of themselves that they're left feeling empty, unappreciated, and burned out. What starts as good intentions can lead to the worst outcomes. Stoicism offers another way, a way to be generous without losing oneself, to be kind while also being kind to oneself. It teaches the art of balanced generosity, ensuring that our actions enrich others' lives while safeguarding our own well-being. By applying Stoic principles, we can set healthy boundaries so that our kindness remains a source of strength rather than depletion. It's about learning to give without losing ourselves, to love without hurting, and to be there for others without disappearing from our own lives. Too much kindness can become a trap. Marcus Aurelius, one of the most revered Stoic philosophers, warned against this. Imagine being the person who always rushes to help others, never saying no. You give and give until there's nothing left. And when you finally need support, you find yourself standing alone. It's not just about being kind to others. It's about being kind to yourself as well. Marcus Aurelius reminded us that our first duty is to our own well-being, for without it, we cannot genuinely be there for others. Consider the story of two neighboring gardeners. One meticulously cared for their own garden, ensuring it thrived, while the other neglected their own plot, constantly tending to others' gardens instead. Over time, the diligent gardener's space flourished, allowing them to share its bounty, while the overly generous gardener's plot withered. In trying to help everyone else, they failed to take care of themselves. This serves as a reminder to reflect before giving away too much. Is the help sustainable? Am I preserving my own well-being? The Stoics would encourage us to practice self-care and set boundaries, ensuring that our kindness does not come at the cost of our own peace. Generosity is a virtue, but it can also be a trap when practiced without moderation. Stoicism teaches an important lesson about the limits of kindness. Offering help with an open heart is noble, but expecting the same measure of generosity in return often leads to disappointment. Life has a way of showing us that the good we do today may not be remembered tomorrow. This is not a reflection of our worth, but simply human nature. Giving should be like planting a tree. You nurture it, hoping it will grow and offer shade or fruit, but nature takes its course. When we extend kindness, we must detach from the expectation of a direct return. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus emphasized that we should focus on our actions, not their outcomes. Some things are within our control, and some are not. By embracing this mindset, we shield ourselves from the pain of unmet expectations and cultivate emotional resilience. This doesn't mean hardening our hearts, but rather finding balance, recognizing that our kindness is a reflection of our character, not a transaction. People's requests for our time and energy have no limits. History is full of examples of extreme demands, from royal attendants performing even the most personal tasks to modern-day expectations, where favors are requested for things people could easily handle themselves. Stoicism guides us through this flood of requests by teaching us to act with intention and set boundaries. It is not about denying help, but about ensuring that we don't lose ourselves in the process. Take, for example, the story of a mother and her adult daughter. Out of love, the mother took care of everything for her daughter, preventing her from taking on her own responsibilities. This continued until the mother's passing, which unexpectedly forced the daughter to become independent. The lesson here is that excessive support can sometimes hinder growth rather than encourage it. Marcus Aurelius emphasized that a person's job is to stand upright, not to be kept upright by others. By setting boundaries, we foster true independence, both for ourselves and for those around us. Stoicism teaches that our worth is not determined by what we can give, but by who we are. Genuine relationships should be built on mutual respect, not on transactional exchanges. By prioritizing our own responsibilities and honoring our needs, we preserve our authenticity while still offering meaningful support to others. Taking care of ourselves is not selfish. It is necessary. Constantly bending over backward for others can lead to being seen as fragile or weak. Without firm boundaries, we risk being taken advantage of by those who view our generosity not as a strength, but as an opening to exploit. This cycle of overextension drains us, leaving us undervalued and exhausted. However, when we start asserting ourselves and saying no, a shift occurs. We are no longer the default person for every request, and we gain the respect we deserve. Cicero, another great Stoic thinker, said, "What you think of yourself is much more important than what others think of you." Setting boundaries is not just about self-protection. It is an act of self-respect. Saying no is powerful. It is a declaration of self-worth. This shift in mindset also helps us see who truly values us. Many people are quick to rely on those who are always available, but they may exclude them when it's time for celebration. Recognizing this reality helps us distinguish between genuine relationships and those built on convenience. The practice of setting boundaries not only improves personal well-being, but also strengthens relationships. When we respect ourselves enough to say no, we often gain the respect of others. This paradox highlights the transformative power of self-respect and the importance of discernment in our connections. To protect ourselves from being used and from the dangers of excessive kindness, we must eliminate the fear of saying no. Many of us learned as children that saying yes made us more likable, and we carry that fear of rejection into adulthood. But Stoicism teaches us to challenge these ingrained beliefs and make deliberate choices rather than being controlled by past conditioning. Saying no when necessary is not selfish. It is an assertion of self-respect and autonomy. Another crucial strategy is to pay attention to our feelings. Stoicism encourages self-awareness, urging us to observe our emotions and reactions. If generosity leaves us feeling drained, frustrated, or taken advantage of, it's a sign that we need to recalibrate. Helping others should bring joy, not exhaustion. Acknowledging when something is unsustainable is not selfish. It is self-care. It is also essential to see ourselves as a priority. Many people invest time in mastering various skills or helping others, but neglect their own well-being. Stoicism teaches self-preservation as an art. Taking care of our physical, emotional, and mental health is not a luxury. It is a necessity. Setting boundaries without guilt and valuing our own needs ensures that we maintain balance in our lives. Finally, we must recognize the takers in our lives. Some people demand endless attention, time, and resources, leaving us drained. Stoicism reminds us that true change comes from within. We cannot force others to transform simply by giving more. Generosity must be balanced with discernment. It is not about being cold-hearted, but about recognizing when a relationship is one-sided. Strong relationships allow both individuals to grow, not just one at the expense of the other. Stoic wisdom encourages us to give, but wisely. Seneca, another great Stoic thinker, said, "Kindness is a treasure. A benefit should be kept like a buried treasure, to be unearthed only in case of necessity." This teaches us that while generosity is valuable, it must be used wisely. What resonated with you the most from this discussion? Let us know in the comments. If you found this message valuable and want to learn more about how Stoicism can enhance your life, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Your support helps us continue creating content that inspires growth and wisdom. Let's build a community of curious minds eager to learn and improve together.